Hey guys, it's Tarot and Beyond. Today's reading is a collective reading. I just finished doing a personal reading and the members only live stream, and I felt called to just kind of sit down and pull some cards and see what energy wanted to come out. I'm hearing you're in need of an alignment, or you're in need of a tune-up. Okay, let's put it that way. You're in need of a tune-up, and Spirit's called you to this reading today. You clicked on it, you were guided to it, or you found it randomly because you're in need of a little bit of a tune-up. So energetically, this is kind of what I'm seeing, an energetic tune-up. We have the 4 and the 5 of swords. So the 4 of swords here is talking about a shift in your ability to surrender to some previously challenging or difficult energies. This is where the tune-up will happen, though, is when you don't resist the need to lie down or sleep it off, just rest, because there's something that's been going on behind the scenes that's been putting a little bit of strain on you. It's kind of like when a car needs a tune-up. It's been pushed a little bit past its limit. It needs a little bit of care. And I think that's what the 4 of swords is talking about here. If you were drawn to this reading, you're just needing a little bit of time to take care of yourself, do some self-care, take a rest, maybe take a vacation. Something is needed here to help you to come back into balance, to help you to work more efficiently or to feel energetically more aligned in some way. We also have the 8 of Cups and the Sun card. So to me, this is talking about you moving away from something that was challenging you. This is part of the tune-up, and it is an energetic attunement as well. So the Sun card here to me is talking about an illumination. And it's interesting because in the 8 of Cups, he's walking away in the dark of night, and then he walks towards the light of the moon, but it becomes the sun. It's like he walks for so long that he ends up walking until the sun comes up, until it crests on the horizon and he can see things a little bit more clearly. But he felt in the darkness of night what he needed to do. So I think that when you're resting, you're going to get some kind of a download or an activation. I'm also hearing the word initiation that's going to help you to overcome something that was challenging you. And it could have been other people's dense energies around you. It could have been something that you absorbed with that 5 of swords energy from your environment or from some kind of conflict that was going on, seen or unseen. But I'm seeing you being able to move away from it when you actively choose to care for yourself and to put or set aside that time that you need to do a little bit of a tune-up. You're also getting one, whether you like it or not. If you were drawn to this reading, if you're resonating with this message, Spirit just told me you're getting a download, whether you want it or not. Okay. He's like, so brace yourself. And that's another reason why, if you've been getting the guidance to slow down, to not do as much, or to rest more, literally, that could be why, is because you're doing a really intense process of activation and the initiation and the kind of like, you can't drive the car while it's getting a tune-up. That would not be healthy. It wouldn't be safe. And it's the same thing that this is the car, though. The vehicle is the physical body. And when it's going through a tune-up like this, you can't drive it. And you certainly can't drive it as hard. So there's a need for you to slow down. They're showing me, like progression will speed up after the period of slowdown. We have the Ace. Where is it going to focus? Ace of Wands as well. The Ace of Wands here talking about that progression that will pick up speed once the initiation, once the activation, once the download is complete. But I've used this example before in other readings and in channel downloads that I've shared with the collective, that when you're going through some kind of a spiritual upgrade, you do need to turn off for a certain period of time. And I liken it to a cell phone. When you're updating your software on, say, for example, your iPhone or something, you have to shut it down for a period of time. First of all, you can't use the phone while the download is happening because it's downloading and all of the available power is going to that. And then it needs to turn off to reset, to integrate. And then once you turn it back on, it has to load everything again, and then you can start working with it, or then you can start using it. It's the same thing energetically. And when you're going through this kind of a download or an upgrade or whatever, an attunement or tune up, you do need to slow down and let your body do that. Let your soul do that, because it's quite an intense process. Now, what is this going to look like? It's going to be different from person to person, but I am hearing catalyst. So there's going to be some kind of a catalyst that you will notice. So let's find out what that is. I am being drawn to this deck. I felt that intuitively before the reading, and it's pulling my focus. It's pulling my attention. So we'll get into the Nature's Whispers deck. There could be a message in that as well, like getting grounded, going out in nature. Being around flowers, plants, animals could also be really healing for you right now, because it helps to stabilize or helps you to anchor in that activation. Queen of Swords. Yep. You see, that's the download. That's the activation. And it's coming in the telepathic, mental, psychic realms. It's activating the soul. It's requiring a lot of energy. So to receive this, you need to be firmly planted. And something about casting down your anchor, like in a storm, a ship casts its anchor down to stabilize it, or something about you anchoring in one spot could be helpful as well. Yeah, for sure. We've got the Four of Pentacles. That's confirmation. To anchor down, to get stable, to get grounded, to also know that your energy is protected as you're going through. And I just heard the word projected as well. Your energy is protected as some project completes, or as you project into the future. Something about project. But the stabilization will help you to overcome some of the heaviness of this. We've got the 10 of, there, if I can hold it better, 10 of Wands at the bottom. It's like when you're going through this level of spiritual upgrades and spiritual ascension, it's a big responsibility. And you need to honor those cycles. You need to honor your body and its needs. You need to know when to slow down and when to go. And my throat is all of a sudden getting tickly. So you need to be able to honor those physical symptoms of being able to, I'm hearing, you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. Yeah, so your discernment is huge here. Your discernment is everything. Knowing when to walk away. The sun is the consciousness. It's also the downloads, and it could literally be coming from the sun. Like we could literally be having these downloads coming through energetically from solar flares, waves of energy that do hold consciousness, that do hold spiritual codes, cues, downloads, upgrades. Yeah. Pause. Confirmation. This is what Spirit was telling me to do for the past 2 days. They told me to pause. They told me to stop. And I had readings to do, and I'm behind because Spirit also redirected me, and I had to physically move homes. So I was freaking out a little bit. I'm stressing, like I've got stuff on the back burner that I need to deal with here, and people are waiting on me. And they said, nope. Pause. Rest. Sleep. Sit and do nothing. And I was going crazy mentally, like trying to almost like reason with Spirit, like just let me do this one thing. And they're like, no, you need to chill out, because what's going on here is bigger than you. It's bigger than that work. It's bigger than all of this. And this pause that you're called to do, this time that you're called to take, is going to fundamentally redirect you. Where? Where is it going to redirect you? Or in what way, Spirit? I feel those two cards, and it's going to redirect you. Hope and happiness. Yes, I love that. Hope and happiness. And it looks like all these birds are kind of like flying south for the winter. So you could be migrating to a higher timeline. You could be migrating to a frequency shift that is going to renew this hope and happiness within you, especially if there was conflict, or you constantly had to feel like you needed to be on your guard all the time, walking on eggshells, I just heard. So your hope, your happiness is going to be renewed, restored. Your clarity of mind is going to be very I'm hearing abrupt. Okay, so it could come in very abruptly after this pause or during this pause. Oh, there's 2 cards here. I thought there was only one. One more. Maintain your childlike spirit. I love that with the sun card as well, because the sun is the frequency of the childlike spirit. You can see he's literally like a little naked boy just having fun in the sun. So this could be that you're called to go on a vacation, or you're called to go do something different, or you're called to just relax, or just to stop and slow down, maybe take some time off. If you resist that, it may even show up as your body giving out on you and being like, nope, if you're not going to stop, then I'm going to stop you myself. And this is when sometimes we'll get sick, maybe like catch a cold or something. And it's like your body was telling you, you need to slow down because we're going through these upgrades. And if you don't listen, we're going to make you slow down. They're showing me a child being put in the corner. It's like getting a little time out from the universe, being like, listen, you need to stop just for a minute. It's not going to be forever. Just for a minute, so that you can receive what you need to receive from this and do what needs to be done with the self. And then you can go and play. And then you can go and expand and reconnect to all of the things that you're passionate about. But this renewal of peace is happening at this time for a reason. It's really important. They just emphasize that. Like I heard them yell in my head. It's really important that you just take a little bit of time. Oh, isn't this sweet? Like the little baby resting. Toads could be significant. Toads or frogs. I've just noticed him sitting in the corner watching over. You could have some protectors in the spirit realm, but specifically toads and frogs can talk about like deep healing and transformation. Oh, you know what? Toads aren't always associated with metamorphosis, more like the butterfly, but the way that they just showed me the life cycle of a frog going from, what's it called? Tadpole. And then it like they grow legs, but they still have that little tail thing. And then they grow more legs, and then they start to move onto the land. So you could be going through a pretty major physical shift right now. And I'm hearing more energy. So coming out of this, you're going to have more energy, especially if right now you're feeling a little lethargic, a little run down. There's a reason for it. And it's because you need so much more of your energy to be channeled into the healing that's going on, the downloads, the upgrades, the physical restructuring that's taking place, and the level of consciousness and energetic restructuring that's going along with that, or that's catalyzing the physical change. So yeah, take your time, maybe take some time out to go play. That could help to recharge you. Or when the pause, once the timer, they're showing me an egg timer, once it rings and it's like ding, 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 now it's time for you to get back into the flow of things, then you can go out and play, and that will help to recharge you. And then you can start to move in the direction you want to go. Now, what is that direction I want to see? Like, can we get guidance on the direction that we're being guided to take here, that the collective is being guided to take? Whoever I'm talking to here, you got the 2 of Wands. Yeah, you're being called in a new direction for sure. So what is that? Clarity, guidance, information, please, on this new direction. They're showing me snow foot, something about snow and feet. Something could happen in the winter time or in a snowy climate, something about snow and feet. Okay, we have Queen of Pentacles and the 6 of Swords. Yeah, you're being called in a new direction because it's going to create a lot more stability for you. I'm seeing physical healing happening here. I'm seeing you getting out of environments where there was conflict or misunderstandings, disagreements. I'm seeing you returning to this childlike innocence that renews the sense of hope and happiness. I'm hearing youthful vigor. So again, I feel like you're going to have more energy, mental energy, physical energy, more joy, more juice. And you've got the Ace of Wands again. This came out earlier and I kind of just put it back in, or it was on the bottom of the deck and I just kind of reshuffled. But this is it. Like Knight of Wands, confirmation. You're going to have so much more energy to do what you want to do, to invest in the direction you want to go in. And this may be travel of some kind with the 8 of Cups and the 6 of Swords. It feels like you may with this pause, be drawn to a specific location where you need to just sit and rest, or you need to take a vacation or take some time off. Or after the pause, you could be activated. I'm hearing the word catalyzed. You could be catalyzed to travel to a particular location or to move in a direction that maybe you wouldn't have before, but it comes through in an inspiring way, or it comes through as a download as a result of this upgrade. Now, the Queen of Pentacles, I'm going to clarify, because yes, we talked about nature. Yes, we talked about grounding. Yes, we talked about protection, but I want to see a little more information. Okay, yeah, okay, so it is about that. 5 of Wands. This was like the conflict, the disagreements, the here, there, everywhere kind of energy. Chaos is what I just heard. That's the chaos energy that you're getting out of. They're saying surrounding you. It was surrounding you, whether it was physically tangible in your environment or not. It could have just been energetically. Ooh, I'm hearing the word catastrophic. It could have felt catastrophic, or it could have become catastrophic if this shift didn't kind of get you up and out of there. Page of Wands. I heard journey in the offing. Journey in the offing. So if you get some internal guidance here to explore something new after this period of, or during this period of rest, but I feel like for most of you, it's going to be after the period of rest, which may only be a couple of days. It may be longer. I don't know. It's going to be different for each one of you. But if you feel that inspiration hit of, ooh, I'd really like to go here, follow it, because it's your soul guiding you, and your intuition is like, okay, we need to be over here. We need to go do this, because you're going to be activated even more in that location. Yeah, that's what they're showing me. They are saying something about information coming in as well. You're going to be getting additional information that is going to make this relevant. What do you mean? Make it seem more clear to you which path to take. Because it feels like there's going to be not necessarily a crossroads. It's just like options, I guess. You've got some decisions to make when it comes to how you want to do something. King of Swords. You've got information like that. That's what they were just saying. You've got information that's going to be coming in that will help you to make this decision. And part of you may want to make the decision logically or rationalize it. But I think the best thing you can do here is to follow your inner spirit, like the inner child that's guiding you. Just like, I really want to go do this. Listen to it, because that's pulling you in the direction that is going to be, I want to say, most productive. Something about productivity in the play, productive play. 8 of Swords and 9 of Swords. Ooh, back to back. I'm going to get one more for that. Knight of Pentacles. This is tricky. 7 of Swords. Look at that. Look at that. Poking out the devil. Of course, he had to make an appearance. And the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. All right. That was a lot of information real quick. So you could be getting some information here about something that was holding you back. Some fear invoked specifically to keep you stuck or moving slow. Now, this is kind of a side message. I don't feel like it's energetically that directly connected to the initial message about the upgrade, the energy, the need for physical rest to integrate. This feels a little different. So it's kind of like we're getting a second like bonus message here for those of you who are resonating. You're meant to hear this though, because there's something about protection that they're mentioning. The pause helps to protect you from this negative influence. Oh, right. Because it's almost like when you're going through this kind of a download, you are a little bit like not down and out, but you're a little bit more vulnerable in the sense that it's kind of like when a hermit crab leaves one shell for the other. There's a period of time in between when you're moving from one shell to the other. That's a little vulnerable. And this could be talking about timelines, because the way that they're showing it to me, this is making me think like, oh, you could be going through this download, this upgrade, so that you can shift your frequency and move into that higher consciousness dimension, which is basically just a different timeline because it's a different level of embodiment. And when you're in transition, that's when things are a little tenuous, where you need extra protection. And that's what they're showing me is available to you. So when you listen to the inner guidance and when you heed that need to slow down, that's ultimately what protects you. What makes you increasingly more vulnerable is when you start flailing around. Okay, so this is a connected message. When you start flailing around trying to push against the guidance or pushing against the slowdown or the period of download. Yeah, so trying to force your way forward is what they're saying. That makes you a little more vulnerable because you're not honoring the energy that you're in, and it puts you a little bit like out of that integrity. So they want you to know this. They want you to have awareness of this rather than having it be something that can happen to you. You take control of it. You choose what's aligned with you. And then you benefit from the result of that, which is going to be more happiness, more growth, more travel, potentially. I was seeing something about cars, driving, and the chariot earlier. It's not here in the spread, but I was seeing something like come up about that synchronistically. So you could be called to go on a road trip. You could be called to drive somewhere different that you've never been before. You could be called to go do something physically that puts you in it's like puts you in a different location, and that puts you in a different energy somehow. Or there's opportunities connected to that. They keep saying opportunities are like downloads. There's more information that comes in from that. So it's like there'll be a piece of the puzzle that's given to you, or someone will say something, or you learn something in that environment that's helpful here. And it's also protective, because more information, the more consciousness, the more intention, the more free will you can use to direct this energy and work with it. Okay. I just randomly split the deck, and we have the Tower card. That's that catastrophic energy they were talking about before, 2233. Don't fear the fall. Just slow down and integrate the electricity or the energy that's going on. Power lines being down was a synchronicity I was seeing before, and then I don't watch the news or anything, and then I randomly saw that there was like a bunch of stuff going on in the States with like hurricanes and stuff and power stuff being down. So this is like collective, really global stuff that's going on, but there's something about energy and electricity that's connected to that, like at the soul level. And then under that we had the 9 of Cups, and then the King of Pentacles. Ooh, and the Ace of Swords as well. Strength card under that. Holy cow, you guys. Okay. So the strength here is in your ability to just sit still and enjoy yourself for a moment. That's the most protective thing you can do. And I keep getting that message that they're going to give you information. You're going to, and they're giving me the word abrupt again. So this information will come through in an abrupt way. How? People speaking to you, somebody could say something to you abruptly or blurt something out, or you could come across someone randomly in your travels or in your daily whatever, because you're in a position that you wouldn't normally be in, or physically in a location you wouldn't normally be in. But there's something about this that the knowledge is so priceless or so valuable, and it's protective. I don't know how it's protective, but it's protective, and they want you to know that, so that when you get that download of information in this case, because we're talking about energy downloads and then we're talking about information downloads, and they're separate but connected. But when you get this information download, when you hear this information, or when you get this whatever epiphany, the abrupt realization of something, you're going to know what to do. And I think in that, there's protection. Okay. Any final closing messages for the collective of souls who were drawn to this reading for the benefit of this knowledge, of this guidance, of this energy? Anything else? Yeah, they're saying pause. Be in this renewal of peace. It's going to bring you hope and happiness. It's going to renew your spirit. Yeah, and it's like it's just so strong, like from the inside out, that strength, it's impenetrable. Okay, guys, so I think that's everything. I'm going to leave it there. I hope this message was helpful in some way and that it made sense to you. And if it doesn't right now, that's okay too, because sometimes my readings, like the way Spirit uses me as a channel, it's not always linear. Sometimes we bounce around and it's very cryptic and symbolic, or it will have confirmations or synchronicities that are very unique to the viewers. So just take what resonates and leave the rest. But yeah, I enjoyed doing the reading, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.